Γεια σας, είμαι ο Γιώργος Σαββίδης και ακούτε το podcast «Όλα είναι δρόμος». Μία εκπομπή για όλους εμάς τους ερασιτέχνες δρομής. Σημερινός μου καλεσμένος είναι ο υπεραθλητής αθλημάτων αντοχής Matthieu Bonne. Ο Βέλγος Matthieu Bonne γεννήθηκε στις 17 Φεβρουαρίου του 1994 στην Οστάνδη. Την Τετάρτη, 11 Σεπτεμβρίου του 2024, διένυσε 1046 χιλιόμετρα στον εξαήμερο αγώνα σε ασφάλτινη πίστα 900 μέτρων στην Ουγγαρία και κατέρριψε το μυθικό ρεκόρ των 1036 χιλιόμετρων που κατείχε από το 2005 σε αγώνα στην Αυστραλία ο 49χρονος τότε Γιάννης Κούρος. Αυτό ήταν το τρίτο παγκόσμιο ρεκόρ που κατάφερε να σπάσει, αφού τον Μάρτιο του 2023 στην Αριζόνα διένυσε με το ποδήλατο τη μεγαλύτερη απόσταση σε 7 ημέρες, 3.619 χιλιόμετρα, ενώ τον Σεπτέμβριο του ίδιου έτους κολύμπησε στον Κορινθιακό Κόλπο 131 χιλιόμετρα χωρίς διακοπή σε 60 ώρες και 55 λεπτά, που αποτέλεσε και αυτό παγκόσμιο ρεκόρ. Τον Αύγουστο του 2024 έσπασε το βελγικό ρεκόρ Ultra Running στις 24 ώρες, αφού έτρεξε 275,25 χιλιόμετρα, ένα ρεκόρ που κρατούσε 20 χρόνια. Ο Matthieu Bonne ήταν ο πρώτος κολυμβητής που κολύμπησε ποτέ ολόκληρη τη βελγική ακτογραμμή το 2020, ενώ το 2022 έγινε ο πρώτος άνθρωπος που τερμάτισε 8 full τρίαθλα μέσα σε 8 ημέρες σε 8 διαφορετικά νησιά του συμπλέγματος των Κανάριων νήσων, κάνοντας κάθε μέρα 3,8 χιλιόμετρα κολύμπι, 180 χιλιόμετρα ποδήλατο και 42 χιλιόμετρα τρέξιμο. Τον Μάρτιο του 2024 στο Ταϊπέι της Ταϊβάν προσπάθησε να καταρρίψει το παγκόσμιο ρεκόρ των 48 ώρων που το κρατάει από το 1996 ο Γιάννης Κούρος με 173 χιλιόμετρα και 495 μέτρα, αλλά λόγω λίμωξης του αναπνευστικού και δεδομένου του κινδύνου πνευμονίας διέκοψε την προσπάθειά του μετά από 7 ώρες, κάτι όμως που πρόκειται να ξαναπροσπαθήσει στις 30 Μαΐου του 2025. Με τον Matthieu Bonne θα έχουμε μια ενδιαφέρουσα συζήτηση, αφού θα αναφερθούμε σε στιγμές της πλούσιας και γεμάτης παγκόσμια ρεκόρ αθλητικής του καριέρας, θα μας μιλήσει για τη διατροφή του και την ενδυνάμωση, για τα μελλοντικά του σχέδια, αλλά και για άλλα εξίσου ενδιαφέροντα θέματα τόσο γύρω από την προσωπική του ζωή, όσο και από το τρέξιμο γενικότερα. On this week's podcast interview, it's privileged to be joined by Matthieu Bonne, an incredible endurance athlete. Hello, Matthieu, and thank you so much for coming on.
Hello, thank you so much. It's an honor. I'm really pleased to be on the podcast. Thank you.
Thank you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, actually. I'm in the tapering phase right now because I have a world record attempt soon, and all the training is done, and now I'm in the last phase of preparing for my world record attempt. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know this. So later on, during our conversation, I will ask you.
Yes,
okay.
Very good.
Okay, and today we will have the opportunity to speak with Matthieu Bonne and catch up on his ultra marathon goals, career thus far, and thoughts about ultra efforts. So, Matthieu, you are an ultra runner, an open water swimmer, and an extreme cyclist.
Yes.
Which of those three sports is your favorite one?
That's a difficult question because I love all three the sports. And I also love to push myself in the 3 sports. I think each sport has its own beautiful things to achieve, and I wouldn't like to pick one sport and focus on one sport. I just like to do all the 3 and to have world records in all the 3 also. So for me it's just a blessing that I'm able to do all these things in different sports. Of course, the running I love so much. Also cycling, seeing nature, beautiful landscapes. But swimming I also have a deep love for. Like, I live at the ocean at home here in Belgium. 1 minute walking and I'm on the beach, and for me the ocean always had a big and deep meaning for me. So I love all the 3 sports.
Although I've said some things about you in the intro of this episode, but for all those who don't know, just to mention and to remind them some of your remarkable accomplishments, like holding the world record for longest non-stop ocean swim for 131 kilometers, which was held in Greece. Is that correct?
Yes, it was in Greece. In Aliki, it's a little place. 2 years ago now, I think. It was an amazing adventure. 61 hours non-stop swimming. I didn't know if I was able to do that at the start, but I wanted to see if I could, and I just kept on swimming, and it's amazing to be able to do all these things, and knowing I can do all these things is just amazing.
And of course, you smashed recently the world record of running 1,046 kilometers in 6 days. But I will ask you more things about this achievement later on.
Yes.
So now what I would like to ask you, Matthew, is what made you start breaking some of the world's most difficult endurance records?
Well, it's of course a process of many years. It's not like it's just here. It came a long way, actually. When I was a little child, I was very into sports. I loved it. I did all kinds of sports. I did judo, horse riding, athletics. I needed it also because I have ADHD, and that means I always have too much energy. And when I was a little kid, for me, to lose my energy, I need to do sports. So I was very obsessive with sports on an early age. And then I played basketball for a very long time. I played basketball for around 10 years, and my first dream was to become a professional basketball player. So growing up, I played a lot of basketball. It was my love, my deep passion. And I'm only 1.75 meters, so that's not so big to be a basketball player. But I still believe it was possible. I kept on training. But you grow older, of course, and your motivation and your goals start to become different, of course, when you grow older. Different passions, different interests. So after 11 years, I lost motivation, lost interest in basketball. I was 18 years at the time, and then I quit playing basketball, and I didn't know what to do with my life, to be honest, at that point. I think we have all been there, like a period in our lives that we don't really know what we want to do in the future or what goals we should achieve. So for me it was the same. I didn't know what to do in the future. I had no goals, no clear path in life. I also finished school at that time, and for me it was just a big question mark of what I was going to do with my life. And that's continued for around 2 or 3 years. And then around the age of 20, 21, I wanted to do something, but I didn't know what. So I started traveling a little bit. I did my first big trip outside of Europe. I went to Bali in Indonesia. And without any training, without any preparation, I climbed a volcano there, the Mount Rinjani. It's 3,726 meters. And I wanted to do that. I wanted to do a climb to the top of that mountain. But yeah, I didn't train for it. I didn't have the good gear, the good clothes. But I did it anyway, and I made it to the top of that mountain. And for me, it was like the first time in my life that I felt like I had done something extraordinary. And I enjoyed it so much. I suffered so much, of course, to make it to the top of the mountain. But I enjoyed it so much, like the views and just the thoughts of being able to do that and accomplishing something difficult, but still continuing to reach your goal. And I was on top of that mountain, and for me, like, I believe everything started there. It was one of the most beautiful moments of my life because it was so unexpected, and sometimes the most unexpected things are the most beautiful ones. And for me, it was a clear indication that I had to continue with this. And after coming back from that trip to Indonesia, I quickly decided that I wanted to do something else, and it was climbing the Mont Blanc. So it's the highest mountain in the Alps in France. And I started training for that, and I also did my first marathon in preparation for the Mont Blanc, because I thought, if I can run a marathon, I'm having a good fitness level to do a mountain of 4,800 meters. So it started to grow more and more, and my passion for endurance sports became bigger and bigger. I made it to the top of the Mont Blanc, and I was already dreaming of different things. Like, I climbed 2 or 3 mountains, and I wanted to test myself a little bit further. So I signed up for the Marathon des Sables. It's a foot race in the Sahara Desert, and I started training for that, and everything went well. And I also made it to the finish of the Marathon des Sables. I was the second youngest Belgian ever to do it, so that was also a huge accomplishment for me. And the Marathon des Sables also showed me that I was really made for endurance sport, because when I looked around during Marathon des Sables, everybody started off good, and they got tired towards the end. But for me, it was the opposite. Like, the first few days were difficult for me, but the longer I continued, the better I became. So the last few days I was really strong, and it showed me that I was really made to do endurance sports. And then after the Marathon des Sables, I started training for an Ironman. I never did a triathlon before, like not even a half triathlon. But I wanted to do a full distance right away, so I started training for that. And 5 months after Marathon des Sables, I went to Australia, and I did my Ironman there, because I also like to pick locations to do a race or a challenge, because afterwards I can do a little holiday after, to see the country, of course, and just to travel a little bit. And it was just amazing to finish a full distance Ironman after 5 months of training. Just crazy, actually. I just love to see how you can transform and change your body in such a short time. Like I just did the Marathon des Sables, and in 5 months training, I became a triathlete. And also in between my Marathon des Sables and the Ironman, I climbed the Matterhorn in Switzerland, just because I love mountains. For me, it gives a big freedom. We are in a busy world, and sometimes we need a little escape, and for me, mountains are perfect for that. And after the triathlon, everybody told me to continue in triathlon because, I finished like 4th in my age group after only 5 months of training. But at that time, I was already thinking about something else. I wanted to become a swimmer after that. So after being a triathlete, I wanted to become a swimmer, and I was planning on swimming the English Channel. But I was no swimmer at all. Like I wanted to see if it was possible to transform myself into a swimmer. I stopped the triathlon, and I started training for the for swimming the English Channel, which was completely different because I also had to gain a little bit of weight, a little bit of fat to be able to and the cold water, it's necessary because also the rules are very simple. You cannot wear a wetsuit to do that. So that was one thing. And then I started to swim, and I also made it to the finish from the English Channel. So we swam from England to France, and I think it was right under 13 hours. And that also succeeded. So everything that I did was succeeding, and it showed me that there are no limits in life, that you can achieve anything you want if you really work hard for it. And from one challenge into the other, from one extreme adventure into the other one, was my mindset, because I believe, we only live once, and we have to make the most of it. We have to take every chance there is. You have to take life as it comes at you, and I was doing that at that time. And after swimming the English Channel, I had already another challenge in mind. I wanted to become the first person ever to swim the entire Belgian coastline. So it's 67 kilometers here, but it's very cold, and there is a lot of tides, and it was never been done before. And I wanted to do it to become the first person ever. It's also something special, I believe. Because here in Belgium they told us it was impossible to do that, but I like to do the impossible, and I like to do it and show it's possible, and that there are no restrictions, no limits to the human body and mind. And then 1 year later, I became the first person ever to do that, to achieve that. It was very hard. I swam for 23 hours non-stop, and when I made it to the finish line, I told myself I would never do anything like this again, because I just swam for 23 hours, and I didn't believe I could do more in swimming. Of course, 3 years later, I did the world record swim in Greece. And after the Belgian coastline, I was searching for something else, and then I started talking with Luc van Lierde. Luc van Lierde is a Belgian triathlete who is a legend in the sport. He is a 2-time world champion in Ironman. And we started talking about a new project, and there was a challenge in the Canary Islands. called the 7 Islands. So the 7 Islands is like doing a full distance triathlon on each island every day, like 7 triathlons, 7 islands, 7 days. So that was the challenge. So that would mean I have to go back to triathlon, and I love triathlon because I love all 3 the sports. And for me it was a new challenge. But there was a Spanish guy who tried it 2 times before me to do the 7 islands, but he didn't succeed. So I wanted to become the first person ever also to do that. But that was a few years before I had the idea to do that, and there were 8 islands in the meantime. So the project, we called it the 8 Islands because there was another island, and to make it official, we had to do the 8 islands also. And for me, 8 islands was like, the biggest adventure of my life. A full distance Ironman every day, on a different island every day. And also we took the sailing boat. So every day after the Ironman, we went on the boat and sailing over the Atlantic Ocean during the night, and then arriving at another island the next day, and doing sports again, a full distance Ironman, so 3.8 kilometers of swimming, 180 kilometers of cycling, and then a 42 kilometer marathon running. So yeah, it was very hard because I didn't sleep a lot during my sailing trip on the boat on the Atlantic, because the Atlantic Ocean is very rough, and the sailing boat was going upside down, and for me that's adventure. I love adventure, and I became the first person ever also to do this challenge. And after that, the world records came into play. Like I wanted to cycle a lot, and there was a world record attempt that I had in mind, and it was like the longest distance cycling in 7 days. And I started training for that, and I just love cycling also so much because you can see so many different landscapes. You can cover a lot of distance when you cycle, and you see just new things everywhere you look. So for me, nature is also very important in my life, because without nature, I wouldn't be able to do all the things that I do today, because nature gives me so much strength. We went to Arizona to do the world record attempt, and I had to cycle 517 kilometers per day to break the world record. So I also did that. I'm very proud of that achievement. It was amazing. My parents were there. Just also very nice landscapes there in Arizona. Mountains, nice sunsets and sunrises. I just love everything about it. And then I made the switch back to swimming, because I wanted to break the world record non-stop swim in the ocean. And for that, I had to swim more than 127 kilometers. So it was also a huge challenge, of course. And we went to Greece to do that, because we thought the conditions there were optimal. The sea temperature was supposed to be around 27 degrees, and 61 hours non-stop swimming. It was crazy. But once again, there were mountains around me. My team was with me, of course, because there's always a boat beside me for my safety, of course, because I cannot touch the boat. Otherwise, it's not official. It's not an official world record. And I also cannot wear a wetsuit, and I cannot touch land or whatever. Eating has to happen while I swim. It's also difficult to do. And then, after swimming 61 hours nonstop, I felt like a superhuman, to be honest, because it's just crazy to do that. So when I came out of the water after 61 hours, it was just an amazing feeling. A feeling that cannot be matched so easily. Of course, it's just for me the whole world disappears, and it just shows me once again that we as humans can do anything, that we, with the right mindset and with the right training and motivation, we can achieve anything in life. And that's also what I want to show the world and inspire the world, is that there is a lot of things to be positive about. We can achieve our wildest dreams. There is a lot of things happening, of course, in the world. But if we can just all be a little bit more positive, we can change the world. And I hope to inspire the people around me to just go for your dreams and let nothing stop you to do that. After the swim in Greece, I wanted to run. So I wanted world records in swimming, cycling, and running. And for me, it was a clear choice to do. What I wanted to do in running is I hold the longest distance cycling in 7 days, and I wanted to do the run, so the longest distance in 6 days. It's an official world record, and it's a world record that hadn't been touched in 20 years. Of course, held by the Greek runner. And they say it's impossible to break that, but I wasn't so sure about that, so I wanted to try. Of course, I was still new in ultra running. I ran a marathon before. I did the Marathon des Sables, but it's totally different than really ultra running. So I had no real experience. But I started to train for that, and my first attempt was in Belgium, actually. Last year in March, I tried to do the 6-day race in Belgium, but it was in March, and the weather was very bad at the time that I tried it. It was freezing temperatures, a lot of wind, I started the challenge anyway because, I was training for it and it was announced and the race was happening. But after one day, I already had a bad cough. I was really coughing a lot. So I had problems with my lungs because of the cold and the wind. So I couldn't breathe properly. But I still made it to day 5. I was actually on record pace still at day 5. I had 797 kilometers after 5 days. But my body said it couldn't do it anymore because I was getting trouble breathing and I was not getting enough oxygen in my body, and my legs didn't want to run anymore because of the lack of oxygen. I also had pain in my legs. In my lower leg, I had a muscle tear. That attempt actually ended up in hospital. So I spent a week in hospital, and any normal human being would tell himself he would never do anything like this again. But I believed I could do it. And after 1 hour in the hospital, I decided I wanted to try again. So for me, it was a big disappointment, of course. I was in hospital, but I believe sometimes in life we need a disappointment, we need a loss or something, a failure, because that failure or loss will make us think about everything we do, think about doing better in the future. so we would not have a failure in the future again. So it gave me a lot of lessons, and those lessons I took with me to a second attempt. 6 months later, there was a World Championship in Hungary, and I signed up for that. And because I was in the hospital, and I learned so many things. Like, I did everything more professional. I hired a doctor in my team, a coach. Like, everything changed once I was in the hospital, because I was still a little bit of an amateur, to be honest. Now everything changed. My team is like my professional team. So I went to Hungary to try it again, and the second time it succeeded. So I broke the 20-year-old world record, 1,046 kilometers, but the actual distance, the official distance, was 1,045, because they remeasured the course, and it was 1,045. For me, it's one of the biggest, and maybe the biggest achievement of my life, because breaking a 20-year-old world record from such a Greek legend, it's amazing.
Όλα είναι δρόμος.gr, το site που τρέχει μαζί σας.
Matthew, you smashed the world record of Giannis Kouros, which stood for 20 years.
Yes, the great Giannis Kouros, of course.
Do you want to tell us some things about this race? Which was the hardest part in this race?
Of course, if you run 6 days, not everything going to be smooth. Like, there will be hard moments, there will be difficult moments. But you know that when you start a race, you know that the hard moments will come, and you just have to keep that in your mind, that the hard moments will be there. But after every hard moment, there will be a moment that things will go better. And if you can just keep that in mind, it really helps me. But it was a really hard race, of course. Like, the first 24 hours, I had to run non-stop, basically. So I couldn't sleep until 24 hours. And I had a really tight schedule, because I only slept around 2 hours per day. And every 3 hours, I got around 10 minutes of break. And the first 2 days, it's possible, because you are still fresh from the weeks before. But after 3-4 days, your body starts to be in pain, and your mind starts to be, it's difficult. It was also very hot there.
And Matthew, how did you stay mentally strong when running around the same track again and again?
Of course, I had a big goal in mind. I wanted to break the world record, and that alone is a big motivation for me. And then, after 3-4 days, I was still on world record pace, and that gives also a lot of motivation to be able to know that you are doing great and that you are about to break a world record. I try to keep that same positive mindset throughout the race. I also try to inspire everybody around me, the people around me, the youth, the children. And for me, it's also a big motivation to continue, because I want to send a message into the world that you should never give up, and that you should always keep going, no matter how hard it is. So I want to live up to that myself. So I don't want to quit. I want to keep going, because that's what I want to show the world, and to show the people, and to show the people around me, the family that I love, my friends. So it's just, of course, things will be hard at times, but just keep going. That's the only way.
And Matthew, how did you fuel during all these 6 days on the track? How do you manage hydration and energy levels in multi-day efforts?
Well, if you are running for 21 hours per day, like I did in the 6 days, you are going to burn a lot of calories. Also, it was very hot out there in Hungary, so I had to drink a lot. But I basically eat every 15 minutes in the form of a gel, a bar, with some isotonic drink, some sports drinks, to keep my energy level on top. And then every 3 hours I had like a little break of 10 minutes, and then I ate something solid, like a meal, because you also need protein, you need some little bit of fats. You cannot survive 6 days on energy gels, of course, and bars. So you need to eat solid foods, you need to eat like a real meal. Just preparation, like training, like you have to train your body to be able to eat for 6 days in a row, or whatever the race you are doing. You have to train on that. You have to train to run with shells, with bars, with water. It's different for everybody. But for me, it worked to eat like and drink every 50 minutes. Yeah.
Ακούτε το podcast «Όλα είναι δρόμος» με τον Γιώργο Σαββίδη. Τρέχουμε παρέα.
And Matthew, you've broken, as you mentioned before, multiple world records in endurance sports. So, yes. Which one do you consider the toughest? Is that one?
It's difficult to compare the world records with each other. Like the swimming, it was like physically, it was not so tough or hard as the 6 day running, because when you are running, there is constantly impact on your body because of the gravity, of course. And when you are swimming, the gravity falls away. But swimming is super challenging mentally, like 61 hours non-stop with your head underwater, fighting the darkness, swimming through nights. Mentally, that was the hardest one for me, the 61 hour non-stop swim. But physically was the 6 days, of course. Running, so many kilometers non-stop, constantly those shocks from running, from the gravity on the ground, your feet, your legs, everything starts to hurt at some point. But also the cycling world record was also very tough, because I have to cycle 21 hours per day, while everything starts to hurt, and I laying in the same position. It's difficult. It's all very hard. Yeah.
And Matthew, a few months ago, in March 2025, you attempted to break the 48-hour record, but you had to stop due to a respiratory infection. It was really disappointing, because you are training so hard for a goal, and one week before my race I got the flu, actually. So I was sick 1 week before my race, and the months before my race I was training so hard, everything went well, but then in the last week before I got sick, and I went to Taiwan to do the race. But I was so sick. But I wanted to try anyway. But after 6 hours, my body said stop, because I had the flu, and the flu is one of the worst you can get. I was so disappointed, because I wanted to break the world record 48 hours. I was very disappointed. But once again, I'm someone who is always positive, who thinks always positive, who tries to transform a negative situation into something positive.
And it took me only one or 2 days to decide. I'm gonna try again. So I'm gonna try again.
This is your next goal.
Yes, it's my next goal.
Okay, because
it's actually next week. So when the podcast comes out, it's 1 day before my attempt. So it's Friday, May 30. So it's next week, actually. Yeah.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
And you have recently come back also, if I'm not wrong, from Kenya. Is it correct?
Yes, I love Kenya so much. I went to Kenya the first time this year in January to train for the 48 hours, of course. But then, my race stopped after 6 hours, so I had to do the training again, and then I went back to Kenya. So 1 week ago I was still there.
So now did everything go well now?
Yeah. I had a really good training. So if all goes well, I believe I can break the 48-hour world records, also held by Giannis Kouros, of course.
The best of luck.
Yes, it's actually 30 years. The record has been standing for 30 years. So
okay, amazing. And let me ask you something, Matthew. Your 7-day cycling world record, your 131 kilometer swim, the 6 days run, are extreme in different ways. How do you prepare differently for each sport?
It's just years of training. Like, I'm now 31 years of age, and I started my journey 8 years ago. And of course, you have to take every step. You cannot skip steps. So every step is important. When I trained for a challenge 8 years ago, it showed me things, and it learned me things that I'm using now, still today. And every challenge just keeps on making me better, and I take everything with me. Like, I see that as I'm wearing a backpack, and every world record or challenge or thing that I've done in the past, I put in that backpack, and I take it with me to my next goals. It's a process of many years.
And have you ever experienced serious injuries or overtraining issues? And how do you recover?
I have a body that is very strong, of course. I think a little bit of genetics, but also years of training. And I'm really lucky to never have really any injuries. Like, I fell with my bike once, but it was just because of the accident. It was not because of my body that was too tired to continue, or I think you have to have a little bit of luck also in life, and I'm very lucky that my body can do all these crazy things.
So, Matthew, you've broken records that stood for decades. Do you think human endurance has a limit, or is it constantly evolving?
I believe there are no limits, of course, and I think also endurance sports are growing. Also, ultra running is growing. You see it happen a lot these days, that records are being broken. So it's nice to see for the sport that it's possible. It also shows us that people are trying to achieve their goals, and that's beautiful. Yeah.
And what motivates you to push your limits beyond what most people consider possible?
Well, actually, that's the point. When people tell me something is not possible, I like to prove the opposite and show them it is possible. But I also, I want to be or become one of the best ultra endurance athletes ever. And in particular, ultra running. Like, I really want to become one of the best ultra runners ever. And I know that if I want to achieve that I have to break, mythical and crazy world records. So,
So this is what motivates you to push your limits, Matthew, to tell you if someone tells you that something is impossible.
Yes, I like to do that. Yeah, but I have different kinds of motivations, of course. Like I told you, also, I like to inspire the youth, the children. I want them to show them they have something to look forward to. Also, to spread positivity into the world. Because sometimes it's just too much negativity we see. To make my parents proud, to make my family proud. It's just a complete package.
And have you ever come close to quitting an endurance challenge? And if so,
of course,
what made you keep going?
Of course, I had many times that I wanted to quit. But the goal is to keep going and to overcome that moment, because difficult moments will happen always in your life, whether it's sports or something else going on in life. Life is difficult at times, and we have to find ways to keep going and to keep continuing and to keep going after your goals. And of course, during the past 8 years, I had many moments where I wanted to stop. But I try to not let that happen, because I would be disappointed if I would stop. Like, I always tell myself, like, for example, when I'm running and I'm completely, I cannot go anymore. You can always continue. There's always a little bit that can continue. And I also ask myself the question, will I be happy if I quit now, in 1 week from now? Will I be happy that I quit? And the answer is always the same. Of course I will be disappointed if I stop. And just asking yourself that question gives you motivation to keep going. And like this, I always try to do mind games, to convince myself that it is okay, that that the hard moments will pass, and that it gives a lot of satisfaction to overcome those moments, because that's what it's all about. If it was easy, it wouldn't give so much satisfaction. It's just because you are doing something hard, something difficult, that it gives you so much pleasure and happiness and satisfaction, because you are able to do that. You are able to overcome that moment, that difficult part, that obstacle. And that's what life is all about, in my opinion. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. And there are going to be roadblocks, and there are going to be moments that we are going through self-doubt and depression and whatever. But we have to keep going and to change that. So,
And Matthew, how is your daily routine? Do you train every day?
Well, I'm actually a pro athlete since last year. So, it gives me now a lot of time to improve even more. My day is just in function of my training, of my goals. I try to eat healthy. I try to sleep 8 or 9 hours per night. Sometimes after training, I take a little nap. I just try to make sure that I'm the best athlete that I can possibly be. And there's always room to improve. Your best can always be better. And of course, I take rest days. Your body is not a machine, eh? Of course, you can make it a machine, but sometimes we need rest. We need a rest day, or a day that we are not doing any sports, because it gives you, like, your body gives your body time to recover from all the training. It gives your mind a little bit of time off. And also it's good for your motivation, because after that rest day or recovery day, believe me, you will be motivated to train the next day. So,
Όλα είναι δρόμος. το podcast που μας ενώνει.
And do you follow a specific nutrition plan? And what do you usually eat on a daily basis? And does this also nutrition plan differs before important races?
Well, of course, the past few years I learned a lot from different people, and we as people we are all different a little bit. So we have to see what works for us. My training plan or my nutrition plan might not work for someone else. So it's a little bit of searching. But after a few years, I now know what my body needs and what it needs after a training and the week or weeks before a race. I'm actually fasting right now. So fasting is also something I do. Like 24 hours or 48 hours or even 3 days of no eating. It's something that I do every few months because it gives my body a little bit time to recover, to heal. Because I'm always eating. Like every day I'm eating 5,000 calories or something. So my body is constantly working, constantly digesting, and a fast gives me a little bit of time to recover. So at this time, now we are talking, I'm fasting for 24 hours just to give myself a little reset. So
Not even water?
Yes, water I still drink.
Okay.
That's very important. But no calories, no food. Yeah.
But are you training as well?
I trained this morning and then I started my fast this afternoon. But I usually don't train because, when I fast, when I'm not eating, it makes no sense to train.
Of course, yes.
I only do a little bit of walking and maybe some yoga, but no running or high intensity sports, no.
And Matthew, how important is to have someone supporting you who supports you during the races?
Yeah, a team around you is crucial. It's very important. Like I can honestly say if I didn't have my team, none of my achievements or world records would be possible because you are alone otherwise. You cannot do it alone. You can do nothing alone. And I have the privilege to have a very good team. Like last year in Hungary, they told us that my team was a Formula 1 team because everybody did their job and I was there in the 6-day race with 10 people and they were all there for me, helping me. There was a doctor, there was a kine, my parents were there, my coach was there, my brother was there for mental support. So it's very crucial to have a good team around you because at times things will become so hard during a race that you need support from other people, that you cannot trust on yourself anymore for some time, and that you just need someone to tell you it's okay and that you're doing a good job. And so I would be nothing without my team. I am so happy that I have my team around me.
And Matthew, do you have any hobbies and how do you spend your free time?
Well, I like to be in nature, of course. And for me, being in nature gives me so much joy and happiness and strength. I also like to play a little bit of basketball, so it also takes my mind away from the training and from everything. Like it's for me a little bit of relaxation for my mind because when I play basketball, the only thing I'm thinking about is putting the ball in the basket. So all my worries disappear, all my stress that I have disappears. And recently I have a big hobby that came into my life. I found a little puppy during my training camp in Kenya. In January, I found a little puppy, 3 weeks old, and I fell in love with it. And now I'm planning to get it to my home, to Belgium. So soon I will have my little friend here, my little dog. So yeah.
And Matthew, what shoes do you wear?
My shoes?
Yes.
Well, recently I've changed brands, and now I'm running with Mount to Coast. It's actually a shoe developed for distance runners, so for ultra runners actually. It's also a startup, so it's from Hong Kong, and it exists for 2 years now, and I'm really happy with it, because they developed it especially for ultra runners, so it's perfect for me. Yeah.
So Matthew, what would be your advice about setting and achieving goals?
Just follow your heart, man. Just follow your passions. Do what you want. Life is too short to not follow your passion or not to go for your dreams. Like when you want something, when you want to do a race or a challenge or something that you really want to do, just train for it, start doing it, and don't let anyone tell you it's not possible. Like, of course, people around you will tell you you are crazy and that it's impossible and that it's too hard and it's dangerous, but sometimes you just have to go for it, and you just have to get out of the comfort zone, because today I see so many people who are stuck in their comfort zones, and they are just not living their dream life. And just go for it. Just start. Just do it. Just go for it.
So Matthew, before we close this episode, do you want to say something last to all Greek runners who listen to this podcast?
Of course. There are no limits, and I love Greece so much, and I see there's a big community of ultra runners or just runners in general, and I like to see that even grow even more. So to all the Greek runners, just continue to do what you do, keep on running, and every step is a step closer to your dream, to your goals. And don't forget to enjoy the process, to enjoy the road to your goals. It's not about the destination, actually. The destination is, of course, very important, your race, your goal that you have in mind. But you will enjoy the road to that even more, because that's the most beautiful thing about it. Because during the road to the destination, you will have hard moments, difficult moments, and it's up to you to overcome those difficult moments. And by the time you are starting with your race or challenge, you will have overcome those difficult moments already in training and on the road to your goal. So that's very important. So to all the Greek runners, just go for it and keep going.
And Matthew, and of course to give our regards to Petros Parthenis, who was the reason of this podcast.
Yes, Petros, my friend. Yes.
So, Matthew, I wish you the best of luck in the 48 hours attempt for smashing the world record. And thank you so much for coming on to talk to me today. It was
an honor.
It was a really fantastic interview. I'm really looking forward to people listening to it, and thank you so much.
No worries. It was my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Κάντε δικά σας τα μοναδική σχεδίασης all over print δρομικά μπλουζάκια του podcast. Μεγαλώνουμε ακόμα περισσότερο την παρέα μας και δίνουμε χρώμα στις προπονήσεις και τους αγώνες μας. Παραγγείλτε τα μέσα από την ιστοσελίδα olainedromos.gr.
olainedromos.gr, το site που τρέχει μαζί σας.
Άλλο ένα podcast «Όλα είναι δρόμος» έφτασε στο τέλος του. Περιμένω τις δικές σας προτάσεις και ιδέες για επόμενα θέματα που θα θέλατε να συζητήσουμε. Σας ευχαριστώ πολύ που με ακούσατε. Κάντε follow για να λάβετε ειδοποίηση για το επόμενο επεισόδιο. Μέχρι την επόμενη φορά, να είστε όλοι καλά, υγιείς, να ευχαριστιέστε τις προπονήσεις και τους αγώνες σας και να απολαμβάνετε την κάθε σας στιγμή. Ακολουθήστε με στο Spotify, στο Apple Podcasts, στο Google Podcasts ή όπου αλλού ακούτε podcasts.